Welcome to this Ready to Craft. In this video, I will show you how to create this beautiful tree painting on Readi-Board foam board. To begin, I've already cut my board down. I'm using about a 12-inch by 12-inch piece. I've also cut a piece of contact paper large enough to cover my foam board. I'm using a plate as a template. I'll set it in the middle of my contact paper and trace using a marker. Then, using my hobby knife, I'll carefully cut it out. I'm going to find and mark my center points. Then mark the approximate edges of my circle template just to help me line it up. I'm using my ruler to help hold the contact paper in place. But I need to flip the contact paper over. I'm going to start in one corner, press it down, and then work in sections. You can use an additional piece of foam board to help smooth down your contact paper. Take your time and work out any wrinkles or bubbles. I'm going to begin by painting my sky. I have 3 shades of blue paint. I'll start with the lightest at the top. Then work to my middle color. And finally, my darkest. I'll go back in with my lighter color to add some nice variation. Allow that to dry before moving on. Next, I'm going to work on my grass. I'm using 2 different colors of green for this. I'll place small dots of each color on the bottom of my project. Then blend it all in. Notice I'm using brush strokes that move towards the sky. Allow that to dry. To begin working on my tree, I'm going to grab a round brush. In total, I used 3 colors of brown for my tree trunk. I'm going to start with my middle shade. I don't have a plan on where I'm placing my branches. I'm just going randomly and by what feels right. You can switch to a smaller brush for better detail. Let that dry completely. I'm going to begin working on my treetop. I have 3 shades of green paint and a natural sponge. We're going to start with our darkest shade. Dab the sponge in and concentrate your darker color towards the bottom of your tree. This particular green happens to be a little thin, so I'm going to have to do 2 coats. Moving on to my middle shade, keep in mind that the light would be coming from above the tree, so the lighter parts of our foliage are going to be on top. And finally, my lightest shade. Allow that to dry. I'm going to add the detail into the trunk now. I'll start with my darker brown color. This paint happens to be a little thick, so I'm going to water it down slightly. Create lines along your trunk. They don't have to follow any particular order. I'm going to immediately move on to my lighter color. Brush this color on in a few areas. Here's a close-up. Let that dry before moving on to our grass. I'm using a brush with coarse bristles for this. I'm going to apply paint only on the very ends of the bristles. Then use very light brush strokes to create a grass effect. Sometimes it's helpful to test on a scrap piece of foam board. Concentrate your darker colors underneath your tree. You want to do this because the treetop would cast a shadow beneath it. I'm going to go back in with a very fine tip brush and add more specific detail. is close up. Getting a darker purple, I'm going to begin adding some blossoms. I'm using a very small area of my sponge for this. I'm going to add the purple in clusters.
I'll immediately move on to my light purple. To apply this, I'm using a smaller, coarse bristle brush. Use a dabbing motion. I'm concentrating the lighter purple towards the tops of my bunches. This is because that's where the light would hit them. Don't be afraid to blend your colors. Here it is close up. I'm also going to use my sponge to add some petals to the ground. To do this, I'm very lightly tapping light purple onto the grass. Finally, we get to peel off our contact paper and reveal our project. If your board is curved slightly or you have some wrinkles, all you need to do is brush on some water and allow it to dry. If you try this craft out, we'd love to see it. Our social media links can be found in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there's a foam board craft that you'd like to see a ready to craft of, let us know in the comments.